Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Wednesday, January 20th. We had a pretty steep sell-off in the market today, but really didn't market or matter. We just had monster plays left and right yet again since yesterday. So let's jump into the index charts and then we can go into our stock plays. Here we're looking at the Dow 15-minute chart. Again, we had a pretty big sell-off today, 200-point drop. The reason for the sell-off, IBM posted better than expected earnings. The banks came out with very positive information. As you can see, I'm kind of being sarcastic because it's more of the same Wall Street BS. We had the GOP win the Massachusetts seat yesterday. We pretty much should have known the market was going to be down big today because we had that moron from the street.com, Kramer, come out yesterday on his show and say if the GOP won, the market would be up huge today. So the GOP won, and as things stand, market sold off, which it always does the opposite of what that clown says, and anyone involved with the street.com. Anyway, big reason for the sell-off today as well, other than the market actually needed it, was we had China come out again today. They really didn't do anything. I mean, if you're reading the business headlines today, just reading those headlines, it sounded like China had just stopped all lending if you were just reading the headlines. But if you actually looked into what China said is they're monitoring the situation. They've been saying that for the last 6 months. It's been no change. So essentially it was just a little, profit taking on the market, and it was an easy way. They had couple of excuses which were kind of weak excuses to take the market down. I mean, IBM's earnings and after hours yesterday were fantastic in my opinion, and yet we had analysts coming out today bashing it, saying they beat and they upped revenue guidance. I don't know what the hell these analysts are looking for. They come out, up their guidance, and were very conservative in the guidance. I mean, they were pretty much saying earnings are going to be even better, but we're going to be conservative. But this is just a crooked game on Wall Street. This is how it works, and this is what they did. Then we had the banks come out this morning. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, posted pretty good earnings, and they were given pretty good outlooks as well, saying the worst seems to be over. Yet, you had the analysts come out, and if you watch the business headlines today, they were saying, market down on China and bank earnings, and yet the bank stocks, the large ones anyway, were slightly up or barely down. And as you've noticed, the biggest momentum in the market today was in the regional bank stocks. So, I mean, it just goes to show you, believe absolutely nothing you see on the TV or read in the business media. It's all biased and BS, and the whole idea of it is to push traders around and scare them so that they can short into you and then buy back your panic. But anyway, let's jump into the stock charts. Here you can see that pretty steep sell-off on the 15-minute chart here. If we look at the daily chart, we get a better picture. We broke below the 20-day exponential again today. Every time this has happened, we've seen at least a nice big pop the next day or a couple of days after. What's probably happening here on the Dow is similar to what we had happen the last week of October. We had a big down day, big up day, big down day, big update as the market was trying to figure out what to do, and then we went on a nice 10% move. More the same here. Big down day, big up day, big down day. Probably tomorrow we're going to see a big up day. There's nothing really to get overly concerned here, in my opinion. The 50-day moving average is just below. Rock solid support there, in my opinion. And again, we still have these morons on Wall Street bashing this market, downgrading stocks. As long as they're doing that, we should be okay. U.S. dollar was another part of the reason for the sell-off today. We had a big rally on the dollar. Of course, the thinking being GOP won. It'll probably crimp the spending plans. Here's a wake-up call. GOP, when they were in power, they spent just as much money as the Democrats. It really doesn't matter who the hell is in power. They're still going to spend money like there's no tomorrow. So, I mean, it was essentially an excuse and a temper tantrum on some really weak words out of China. Commodities got slapped around today. Buyers will probably be in tomorrow, and you'll see the business headlines going tomorrow. Bargain hunters moved in after a steep sell-off. That's what they do after they whack the market. They bash it, market goes down, they buy it, then they come out, they pump it again, and market goes up. But anyway, let's jump into some stock plays. Bank stocks on absolute fire. We had some monster winners over the last couple of days. JLI investment banking play, pretty straight down since again in late October. High 75 cents all the way down here to the 40-cent area. Has yet to bounce or do its January pop. We've got a bottom in place here now. Breakout. Well, a move over 50 cents should pretty much light this candle up. We're moving for at least looking for at least a move to 55 to 60-cent area on this one. RSI broke up through 50 today. We've got a positive ADX cross. On bounce volume and stochastics tell us that this stock is very, very ready. Price has really not gone up a whole lot, but you see on balance volume just spiking here. So this is one I think should go big in the next day or two, especially, I mean, you have every garbage bank under the sun romping right now. Quality stuff like this should get a nice pop in the near term, and I think this one should go pretty big tomorrow. Big winners for us. RPFG was a trading alert yesterday. 22 to 25 cent area. Stock hit 50 cents plus today. I mean, we were only looking for 35 cents, which was a 75% gain from our entry, and the stock ended up going 150%. Can't argue with that. Needless to say, you should have booked your gains in this one, and on to the next play. Our new bank play today, FMAR. This is one that's got a very nice chart set up here. Broke through $1.10 late in the day. $1.20 was our first target, but really this one should be targeting or tracking to $1.35 to $1.40 level, especially given the momentum that we're seeing in these small caps plays. Very strong support at the 20-day exponential right now at 96 cents. And again, many of these banks are very high risk play, but the fast money is in them right now, so it's worth playing even if you're playing small. Dance close to the door, but it pays to have at least some sort of small position in these, especially the way they've been running recently. EUBK, this was a chat room alert today on the momentum in the bank stocks around the 43, 44 cent area. Our target was a move to the 50-day moving average at 65 cents, closed at 63 cents. So we already have a 50% gain in this one. Again, if you're not using the chat room, I highly suggest it. If you're able to come in the chat room, come in there. Many of these stocks you see posted on a bunch of message boards. We've already banked fat gains on them before they get out into the real world. So definitely worth your while coming in and checking out the plays that we have in the chat room. Last but not least, ANX. This stock got bashed by the financial terrorist. I'm not even going to say his name, but he's another douchebag from thestreet.com who likes to terrorize biotech stocks. Slapped it down, bashed it just to help his short hedge fund friends. Stock has been consolidating since that attack over the last couple of days at the 20-day exponential. And you remember NEXM did the same sort of thing. Big spike, retraced to the 20-day, treaded water, and then went boom. Well, ANX's CEO is supposedly providing information to this financial terrorist who's going to run another article Friday morning. So we should see anticipation of a possible reversal in the stock tomorrow going into Friday. And plus, like I said many times, whenever these financial terrorists attack these stocks, these douchebags, essentially it's to help their friends who have short positions. A lot of volume. Been trading hands down here around the 32 cent area. So the shorts who paid for that bash probably covering down here and might be going long for a pop here. So definitely worth keeping an eye on ANX tomorrow. We could see a pretty fast snapback rally in this one back to the 50 cent area. So that's pretty much it for the video. Looking for big moves in JLI tomorrow and ANX, and I'm losing my voice here, so that's it for the video tonight. I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.